cardboard sunshade was invented in Israel in 1970 by a businessman named Avraham Levy. It was such a success that two young Israeli men, Avi Fattal and Avi Ruimi, ripped off the idea and were selling theirs door to door. And soon they were approached by Abraham, who confronted them, may have threatened them, and they felt that it was so severe that they got on a plane and went to the USA. In the USA, they found financial backers and they launched the most successful cardboard sunshade company you could imagine. They also made it more hip by adding sunglasses to it. I like the instructions. For those of you who couldn't figure it out, there's probably plenty of people put it in there that it's not staying. They didn't know to put the visors down. On the reverse side, they always had something like this, need assistance. And you would see this, like you'd go to Ozfest or whatever, and you'd walk through the parking lot. You'd see at least one jerk that put this on his windshield. I don't think the cops ever arrived. I like this one. This way it looks like another car is on your dashboard driving across your car. These were used a lot for advertising. For movies like this one, no one's stealing a car that Freddy Krueger is in. I like that in the background is his car that clearly doesn't need this. This one's great because they're telling you to cool it. It's got an M&M and then it's got like a Blizzard. This is Dairy Queen where they take the Blizzard and they flip it upside down. I never understood that. I went to pick up Blizzards first time. So we have Dairy Queen in my area, but it's like one of those walk-up ones. And so if you went there, you got ice cream cone and you left, right? But I went to a drive-thru one time and we're looking at the menu. My son goes, I want a Blizzard. I said, great. I ordered the Blizzard. Woman goes, you want me to flip your Blizzard? And I looked at her and I said, I don't comprehend. She was like, well, you know, we just turn upside down, turn it back up. I was like, oh, does that mix it or something? She's like, no, just to show you that it's really thick. And I was like, why would I want you to do that?
Oh, no.
An advertisement for Burger King telling your car is the home of the Whopper now. And if Burger King isn't your style, you can go with Mac tonight. If you're walking through a hot parking lot and you see that with that ice on the bottom, that's what you want. This was sun tea that you would make in a jar and it would be hot. And then apparently you'd get bacteria and you'd die from it. There's an episode of Pee-wee's Playhouse that they do this. And now there's a warning on the DVD, like one that advertises that you have a drinking problem. Smart idea. Let the police know while you're parked. Huh? I had this particular Alf. If you wanted to deck your whole car out with Alf, you could put these ones that pulled down. These are for like babies. If you got a baby sitting in the back seat, driving on a long car ride in a lot of sun, you pull that down, baby doesn't get as much sun, and they get plenty of Alf. This is important. Like this is like a baby on board sign, although you're just announcing you've got a Toys R Us kid on board. I always like the son who wears sunglasses to protect himself from his own rays. There he is again. The son always likes to wear some sunglasses. Hey, look, it's off-model Mickey and Minnie. Take two, they're even more off-model. I like this because it's glasses, but you're seeing like the Seven Dwarfs. Here's a Looney Tunes one. I love it because Foghorn Leghorn is there. I'm a big Foghorn Leghorn fan. Foghorn Leghorn was a parody of a radio character named Senator Cleghorn. And Senator Cleghorn would say, I say, this legislation is going to have... And now, all these years later, Kenny Del Mar's long gone, the guy who did the voice of Senator Cleghorn, and Senator Cleghorn, the character, is pretty much forgotten, but Foghorn Leghorn lives on. The son, again, is wearing the sunglasses, hanging out with Gumby and Pokey. Gumby had kind of a renaissance, sort of because of a Saturday Night Live sketch with Eddie Murphy where he played Gumby. Kodiak Racing, that's that stuff. You put it like this and you spit everywhere and you walk around like this. And it makes you look real cool. The California raisins. See, these are raisins. You put them in your lip like this. And you walk. Garfield's swimming with... It almost reminds me of Lilo and Stitch with the sandwich, but Garfield's making the sandwich in the ocean. I mean, it was the 80s, so you had to have at least two Garfield sunshades in your car. This one is just an ad. This one's not even... And it's not even a good ad. This is like an ad in the back of Woman's Day magazine. This isn't like your fun People magazine ad. The Pink Panther beating the heat before he goes out and sells some insulation. He's like, that's another way to beat the heat.
If you buy at least 10 rolls of Owens Corning Think Insulation, R13 or higher, you can get a free NBA team travel bag. Choose your favorite team. Offer ends March 3rd.
This one I like. It's just kind of beautiful. It's like, you know, just a beautiful photograph across the windshield of your car. I like this. It's rock and roll. They're dancing. It says like Fats Domino. Elvis gets his own. It's showing the moves he did. This was the move he did. Oh man, Joe Camel. I had a friend who collected Camel Cash because he wanted to get a jacket and he didn't smoke. And so he took up smoking to get this jacket. Remember this guy? Leisure Suit Larry. This was like the first dirty video game. Leisure Suit Larry. This was the Xbox version they put out. It's just crass, basically. It's not really X-rated. If you're a computer person, but you're not filthy, put this one up. By the way, if you enjoy these videos and you got the horsepower of the Fonz, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you do, then YouTube sees your thumbs up and they pass it on to more and more people, and that will truly help me. So go ahead, click that thumbs up. There we go. We now know the history of the sun. If anybody ever asks you what great invention came out of Israel, there's one you could say. The sunshade. Avraham Levy. 1970. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. In a moment, two boxes are going to pop up. One on this side, one on that side. The one over here will be the one that YouTube says is best for you. But on this side, I'm going to put one where I look at Hulk Hogan coloring books. And there's something weird that showed up in one of the rock and wrestling coloring books. I don't want to tell you, but I was greatly disturbed by a picture of Big John Studd and Mr. Fuji. So if you want to see that, you can click here. Otherwise, see what YouTube says is best for you. I'm going to go play some Leisure Suit Larry. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.